All right, so we're here with Jim Kukral of JimKukral.com, and
Yeah.
you interviewed me on your blog like almost 2 years ago, and I think that's the reason why Never Stop Marketing is successful today. So
Yes,
thank you
it is.
very much.
And I would like my 10% commission.
You're getting it in the form of attention
Yes.
right now, which is what we're going to talk about. I'm a big fan of the concept of the attention economy. You just wrote a book
Yeah.
about attention. Tell us about it.
It's called Attention, This Book Will Make You Money. And it's a book about how you get eyeballs, right? So you just interviewed Matthew Lesko. I just did an interview with Matthew. I mean, how do you get people to look at you, right?
Right.
First of all, that's the first part.
Right.
And that could be PR stunts. But what do you do once they're looking at you?
Right.
Customers. Do you turn them into sales, leads, and publicity, right? That's what you need to do. So half of the part is getting attention. The other part is why? Why do we do this? Why do we spend time to do this stuff? And is it going to benefit us?
Right.
That's what the whole book's about. Filled with stories, case studies, all about how you can do it as a small business owner.
Is there a downside, or I mean, when you try to get attention, being too gimmicky, or is there anything that backfires?
So this is the question I get asked all the time. Is like, is there a downside?
So I'm not that smart.
The downside, The downside
Thanks.
is excuse me.
Oh.
The downside is that you're not successful, right? I mean, the upside is let's assume for a second that you're in business to make sales, leads, and publicity, right?
That's
Let's
a good
assume
assumption.
that you're in business to be successful.
Right.
Are you willing to discredit an attention-getting idea simply because your ego's getting in the way?
Interesting.
I want everyone to ask themselves that gut check question right now, because your business is here. If your business could be here, right here.
It's
if
big.
you're 1
No,
million,
it was a good effect.
right. If you're 1 million and you want to be 10 million,
Right.
and all it takes is the fact that you have to do something a little bit different and act a little bit different and get attention a different way, why do you care? Or do you care more about what people think about you?
If you fail.
Hey, everyone
even if it
fails.
works, right.
Everyone fails.
Right.
If you're leveled off at 1 million and you can't seem to get it to 10, what are you going to do to get it to 10?
Right.
Jones Soda competing against Coke and Pepsi.
Right.
$1 billion a year those guys spend on advertising. Come on.
Right.
You're a $20 million company. How do you compete against Coke and Pepsi?
Right.
You come up with turkey-flavored soda, and you put it on the market, and you sell it during Thanksgiving, and your company grows from 20 million to 45 million in 3 years.
Right.
Out of about $25 million in free publicity from one idea. Right? That's how you compete. That's how you grow your business.
So you can
Creativity.
bake the attention in as not necessarily. When people think attention, they're thinking gimmicky stunts and kind of over the top
Well, that's
thing.
the problem. I mean,
Right.
that's what everyone thinks. You have to do something that's going to make you look bad.
Right.
And, but again, why do you care? If you're successful, why do you really care?
Interesting.
I mean, I had a guy who hired me who said, my business is going to be dead in 6 months. Our competition came in, a franchise came in, and they're killing us. And he said, come in and tell us what we're doing wrong. He had a 30-plus person staff. In 6 months, we're not going to make payroll. And I analyzed his business, and I came back to him, and I did a presentation for him and his staff, an hour and a half, and he basically threw me out of the office. And he said to me, Jim, I would never, ever, ever do any of those things that you ever meant that you told me I should do to compete in my space. And I wasn't telling him to put question marks on himself.
Right.
I wasn't telling him to do anything, like that big. But I told him he had to start doing some of the things his competitors were doing, because
Right.
that's what the market wants.
Right.
That's what the market's paying attention to. And he said, I'll never do it. Because I cared, he didn't say this, but he cared too much about what people thought about him
Right.
and his brand.
So it's as much about mental and cultural change as anything else.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's the gut check question. Are
Right.
you in business to make money? Or are you in business to worry about what people think about you? Right? It's a big question everyone needs to ask themselves.
All right, Jim, where can we find you online? Which is everywhere, but just narrow it down.
Get the book, attentionthebook.com, and JimKukral.com, Kukral.
And on Twitter?
Twitter, Jim Kukral. Facebook, Jim Kukral. Find me online. I'm overexposed.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.